Well, folks, in possibly the most unlikely turn of events in history, despite never having been top of the Premier League in the history of the football club, we go into the final two games of the season knowing if we win them both, we win the league. Hello and welcome to part 148 of It's Coming Home. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have those final two games of the Premier League season, away against West Ham and at home against Brighton. Since you were last with me, we won the two games that we had. I think they were the two games in hand. You saw Man United in the last episode, didn't you, I think? So we beat Newcastle, we beat Manchester City, and Wolves have continued to bottle. If we go back to the Premier League and have a look again, you'll see that they've only got one game left. We have two. We're 1 point behind them. If we win both of our games, we do win the league. If we have a look to see what Wolves have been up to, a 2-2 draw against Brighton, and they also, when we were beating Newcastle, they drew with Arsenal. They must have had another game in here somewhere, but I don't know where it is for them to get one ahead. Maybe not. Maybe they were always one game ahead of us. But, if we win both of ours, we win the league. I'm not nervous. You're nervous. Kano's still top scorer in the league. We've got the three best players in the league, two fullbacks and Kano. Riviere is second for assists. This is the best opportunity we're going to get for years, I think. I can't imagine there's going to be another season where the likes of Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal, Man City, Tottenham, where they all have an off-season. If we look at past winners of the Premier League, I mean, it's a pretty unlikely scenario that none of those six are up there competing to win it, because we have to go all the way back to Leicester for a team outside of those six. In fact, Arsenal haven't won it anywhere. So it's five, really, isn't it? Man City, Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Tottenham. So any of that, it's been those five since Leicester. So that's over 20 years. And now it's going to be either Wolves or us. Liverpool, in fact, no, Liverpool could potentially still do it as well. That would be gutting if it was Liverpool. After all this, it needs to be either us or Wolves. We deserve it. We deserve to break the monopoly. And now I've put it off long enough. We just need to get into the first match. And this is the team. We've got Saidi in goal, a back four of Candemil, Dianzi, Lee and Riviere, Thompson at the base of the midfield, Jimenez and Curti ahead of him, Manu behind Rodriguez and Kano. Why have I got an injured man on the bench? I don't understand. On further inspection, it seems that was the team we played in the last game, and Akamo's actually fit now-ish. So, for a big game, I'm bringing Akamo in. Rodriguez can drop down to the bench. Other than that, it is the same team I've just introduced to you. Van der Laan is out for the rest of the season with a broken wrist. But, we have upgraded. Akamo is now back into the side. Let's just get into the match. And just deep breaths, everybody. West Ham have been a Champions League club relatively recently. I think they finished in the top four last season. So this is by no means going to be a pushover against West Ham. They are a good side. Obviously, we saw as recently as 2 summers ago, they stole Marvin Samuel from us, who is no longer getting in their team. Looking at that, we took Ronaldo Carr back from them, who obviously we've now moved on as well. We can potentially clinch the title here and win. That's just not the case. But I don't want to say it because it's going to terrify. That's that one. Recent form standings. It's had no impact at all. Right. Oh my word. Look at that. Even before a ball is kicked, we're top of the league. That is the first time in the history of the football club we've been top of the league. I don't think it counts because it's happening in the middle of a game. We have to be there at the end of the match to be able to say it's happened for the first time in our history. But my word, is that a good look? I could get used to that. Curti across to Jimenez. A goal would really go a long way towards settling me down. Candemil from range, and it's straight into the hands of the West Ham keeper. West Ham having a poor season this year. Like I say, Champions League qualifiers I'm sure it was last year they qualified for the Champions League. It might have been the year before. But they've been there or thereabouts, but have fallen off the pace a little bit this year. It just feels like the perfect opportunity for them to ruin my day. Go back an episode, 2 episodes. This just never looked on the cards. Wolves were so far clear for so long. And, I hope we can sneak through the back door and basically rob it off them. I don't know points total wise how many points you traditionally need to win the Premier League, but the Premier League winners this year are going to have like 75, 76 points. That feels like a low total. It's a perfect opportunity for us, and Manu is there! His 8th goal of the season just before half-time. Manu puts us 1-0 up. The man who started the revolution. Everyone thought I was mad when I spent £13.5 million on a player in our first season in the Premier League. Newly promoted team who'd never had any money, spending half our budget on one man, but it wasn't one man, it was one Manu, and he's just scored the goal. That was terrible, and he's just scored the goal that could potentially, that it was terrible that it would get on like the Sky highlights clip, but they've equalised just before half time. I'll calm down a little bit now. I was enjoying that for the 20 seconds or so it lasted. I feel embarrassed about the Manu comment. I want to restart the entire game. Even if we win, I'm tempted to restart. Oh my word. Right, let's just regroup. We did well. We were patient. We grabbed the goal. We have been the better team. Do that again and we will be fine. I mean, the ridiculous situation we're in is we could draw this. Actually, that's not necessarily the case. Or is it? What's the situation? I can't work out this. We could draw this and then win our last game and still win the league because we're better than Wolves on goal difference. Liverpool need us to lose both of our games for them to have a chance. So, yeah, we just keep doing what we're doing. I'm thinking 10 minutes of passion is probably in our future. Akamo seems to be struggling a little bit, and as he's also not fully fit, I think he's probably going to be the first change. But we have an attacking throw with Candemill. Finds Kano. Kano with the cross, looking for Akamo, but he can't quite get hold of it, and it's Curti out to Riviere. An assist for Riviere today puts him top of the assist table on his own. I don't know what's happened there. Candemill has just driven it low across goal, and it's taken a wicked deflection off a West Ham defender and ended up in the back of the net. This is one of the most spectacular own goals you'll see. Candemill just asking the question with a lovely little cross, and it just needed a foot from someone. There's no home player anywhere near him. If they actually had anything to play for, their manager would be furious, but they don't, so it doesn't really matter to them. Wolves and Liverpool are furious with that defender at the moment. Right, Dragovic is on for Akamo. I'm going to swap those two over because Dragovic is better, pushing a little bit further forward. I'm also going to take Curti off in midfield, get club captain Bishop on. We need his leadership on the pitch for these last 20 minutes or so. I can hear the chorus of people from the comments telling me to retain possession, play for like waste time, play for free kicks, and all the other comments that I get. I ain't doing any of that. When I drop back to any kind of counter-attacking, less attacking system, it's basically a guaranteed conceded goal. It's just, I don't know if it's superstition or if it's got a basis in fact, but what I'm not going to do is go defensive and risk conceding a goal that way. I'd rather go down swinging. We've conceded the goal anyway, as I'm explaining it to you. I mean, that says it all. We've scored twice now and had immediate replies both times. West Ham are determined to ruin my day, but we've got 20 minutes to go and grab a winner. And we've got to do it the spectacular way. We can't make it easy on ourselves. That's not how we do these things, is it? We've got to go into the last day of the season with some tension. Else, where's the fun? Where's the narrative if we win today? Oh. True backdoor Kev loses today and then wins on the last day and results go his way. I don't want to have to do it that way. Rodriguez is on for Kano as a final change, and we're going to get creative. I don't want to demand more because we're doing all right in the circumstances. Immense pressure on us. We're doing okay. I just want them to go out there and muster something up. There's another lovely little teasing pass from Candemill, but this time doesn't get the deflection that he needs, but ends up with Manu again in midfield, and it's Bishop over the top. Rodriguez is in. Rodriguez scores. That's why you spend £2 million to bring him in early from Real Madrid rather than leaving him there until he joins for free in the summer, because that is a lovely finish and it's a pass only Bishop is going to hit as well. We've seen him do it so many times since he arrived. Beautiful ball floating over the top. Rodriguez chases onto it. There's 1 minute left on the clock. And as it stands, we are leaving Wolves with an awful lot to do on that last day of the season. We could potentially get away with a draw in our last game and still win the league. Whew. We got away with that today. We did get away with it today. I mean, in all seriousness, we have to absolutely bottle this now to not win the title. What a situation to be in. What a time to be alive. In fact, there's your confirmation as well that we've qualified for the Champions League for the first time in our history. And let's see what kind of budget does a Champions League qualification get us. Pretty standard one. Pretty similar to what we've had recently. There's nothing spectacular there, but I'd like to think we don't need spectacular now. I think we've reached that point we reached with Sevilla in Non-League to Legend, where we just need to bring in 1 or 2 really good players every summer. But that's a plan for tomorrow. Let's not worry about transfer policy right now. Let's worry about beating Brighton and doing the unthinkable. Just the one change for the biggest game in the club's history. I need to trademark that. We get a lot of them. But poor old Manu, after getting me so excited in the last game, has now twisted his ankle. Manu misses out. So Chernyshov comes back into the team at his expense. And that's a demonstration of just how thin the squad gets at times. Delhi Stevenson is on the bench for such a massive game. He's never actually played for us. Don't expect to see him on the pitch. But we're very quickly running out of attacking players, so yeah, he has to be part of the bench. You got to have, if Fakamo, Kano, and Chernyshov all get injured in the first 10 minutes, Stevenson's going to be on. And Brighton have got Traore in the team, our former striker, who was one of the bigger flops we've had in the save. So expect a goal from him today. I don't want to really talk about clinching the title because we were supposed to finish mid-table and it just feels like I'm going to put too much pressure on. But we did have one of those team meetings where I said that and a few of them got a bit grumpy about it. So, I don't know. Got that? No. Important match for us. No, we're favourites here. That seems like the one. Assertively, we're the favourites here. Go out and give the fans a performance to cheer for. That seems to have worked. Right. Here we go then. I'd like to think Stadium MK is fuller than it's ever been for the biggest game that's ever taken place here. Oh my word, who are Wolves even playing? Wolves are at home against Manchester City, my word. I know we've beaten Man City recently, but that's still a massive game. Still a difficult game for Wolves, even with City having an off-season. Chernyshov's been fouled on the edge of the area. Send him off. Send him off. Ho, 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 ho. Brighton down to 10 men after 17 minutes. We don't even get to take the free kick. We've now just got to play this out against 10 men and not lose. We've got a 15-goal advantage on goal difference. As long as we don't lose against a 10-men mid-table team, we win the league. This feels like it's too easy. We're going to mess this up somehow. Jimenez to Curti. Curti scores. What a finish as well. He hit that so hard it should count twice. What a goal from Curti. A man who never got a look in at Chelsea. He was there like 3 years, barely played, came home, and now he's this close to a Premier League winners medal. And what a finish that is from Curti. Not only did he whack it, he's whacked that. That's a side-footed thump. I don't even know how it's possible to put that much power on a football with the side of your foot, but Curti's just done it. And we're sniffing around for another one. It's with Jimenez, who has turned into a midfielder as this season's gone on. Remember how we all doubted him at the start of the season? He's turned into a box-to-box midfielder. What's Candemill doing there? He wants to win the league. He's been one of the biggest difference makers we've had this year. I was talking on stream last night about how we've never really had a good left-back. In all my time on YouTube, we've always talked about Lazarov as a brilliant right back, but left back has always been a little bit of a struggle. And I mentioned Ryback from the Sevilla team is probably in my LOLLUJO all-time dream team now. But I tell you what, Candemill's a good player. He's going to push him hard for that spot over the next few years. Right, Thompson's picked up an injury. Bishop's going to come on for him. Jimenez can drop back, prove that he can still play back there. In fact, we're going old school with our midfield. We're going to put Bishop as the playmaker. Curti is going to be a Mazzala again for the first time in ages. And fingers crossed, that's the only silly injury we pick up. Thompson, potential lower leg injury. That would put a little dampener on it if he's picked up a serious injury, because we're paying him a lot of money. We don't want him to be injured for the first half of next season in our first Champions League run. Right, 2-0 up at half-time. Wolves are losing. Liverpool are losing. How do we mess it? Imagine the noise around Stadium MK. I know those two things don't really go together, noise and Stadium MK. But imagine the noise around this ground now, based on all of those half-time scores. It's unimaginable that we could be in this situation with 45 minutes to go. Just don't let your performances drop, boys. What is going on here? We've started the second half and we're going to the little telly immediately for a penalty. I don't understand what's going on. There wasn't even a kick-off. It's like the TV adverts have brought us back late. I don't understand what's gone on. We've got a free kick on the edge of the area. Chernyshov to take. That was weird. Where on earth was the kick-off there? Jimenez now taking a corner and nothing. Just nothing. But who cares? Let's just not concede. I don't care if we don't score again today. We just need to not concede any goals. We're 5 points clear at the top of the league. Jimenez looking for Kano. It ends up with Lee. Lee all the way back to Candemil, who plays it back across to Jimenez again. And it's Curti. And Curti is just a little bit too high and a little bit too wide. But goodness me, was it close. Jimenez now the corner. Danzi's there. And I thought he'd scored. Group Fam is a great name, by the way. I want to sign him. I can just imagine the Group Fam merch as a comic book nerd myself. Right. I can't speak. I can't believe this is happening. This was not in the script for like another 3 seasons. And I think it is a one-off. I don't want people to come away from this episode thinking we're proper title challengers now, because I don't think we are. I think next year we'll be very happy to finish top 4 and qualify for the Champions League again, because I can't imagine so many teams are going to have such poor seasons. We will, at the end of the video, just have a little look to see how many points you usually need to win the Premier League. I'm certain you need more than 78 points in a normal year. Everything's just fallen very kindly for us this year. Kano's been absolutely absent in these last couple of games. But I guess with the season he's had, we can let him off. Dragovic down to Bishop. Curti again from range. And again he's very close. Curti wants this. Look at the state of the stats. We've had 29 shots in this game. This has never been in doubt. Wolves still losing. Liverpool still losing. Poor old Bournemouth just missing out to Chelsea after doing so well for so long. And Candemil scored again. Have you ever... I mean, this is his first season in the Premier League. First season in Europe. Actually, I don't think that's true. I think he was at Lazio briefly. Or was that Ryback? Am I confusing the two now? Because they're both... I mean, that's sensational. We might just have the best left-back in the world on our hands here. Imagine if he gets a hat-trick to win us the league. We've won the league. We don't need to wait. We're not going to concede 4 goals. With Wolves turning it around. Candemil's going for it. Shoot! Right, let him take the free. We're not even getting a free kick. Why didn't he shoot there? I've never been more desperate for a man to get a hat trick than I was with Candemil there. Of course he's not back defending. He's not a defender anymore. Candemil's doing a Gareth Bale. We've signed him as a left back. You're not going to see him do very much defending for the rest of his career. But we've just won the Premier League. Where is he? I never thought I'd see the day, Mick, and I'm gutted that you weren't a part of it. But oh my word, I've almost got tears in my eyes. This is... I mean... Home have won the Premier League. I remember being disappointed that we didn't get to the Premier League by episode 100. If you'd have told me then we'd have won it before episode 150, I would not have believed you. Home win the Premier League. Home hit by Premier League fever. Thompson's only got a cut on his leg. The board are happy. The new board are happy. We're the first non-Big 5, Big 6 team to win the league in 20 years since Leicester did it. I hope people aren't considering us a Leicester. I want people to understand that we're home. We've not scraped this. We're not Leicester. This is the start of a dynasty now. But I am just going to have a little look back at what we were saying before at previous season. So we got 78 points. Last year it took 80. Year before 80. Year before 94. We would have got third place a few years ago. 86, 84, 85, 86, 97, 91. I mean, look at that season. We wouldn't have even have qualified for the Champions League with 78 points that year. Oh, wow. We've been presented with an opportunity and we've taken it, but never before in the history of this save would that have been enough points to win the Premier League. We're not going to complain. We're just going to take it. You can only win the division you're in. You can only beat the teams that are put in front of you, etc., etc., etc. We've just won the Premier League with 78 points. Happy days. Oh, this is going to be an interesting transfer window. Absolute madness. How are Huddersfield still not relegated when the season isn't over? I don't understand. Everyone around them has played the amount. There's weird stuff going on in this save once again. But we've won the league, so who cares? If you've enjoyed it, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. We've got to get to 1,000 likes from winning the Premier League, surely. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.